Hi, in this video, I will be showing you problem number 1 and 2 of the worksheet on chapter 7 for the intermediate algebra class. Solve the quadratic equation by completing the square. X squared minus 8x plus 1 equal to 0. First choose the appropriate form and fill in the blanks with the correct numbers. Then solve the equation. If there is more than one solution, separate them with commas. So you are given two forms and the solution for the box. Now we are going to solve this by completing the square. The first step is to write the equation moving the constant to the right side. X squared minus 8x, move the constant to the other side. So plus 1 on the side, left hand side will become negative 1 on the right hand side. Now we are going to add, this is step 2, we are going to add something here in this box. We are going to add the same thing in this box, so that the purpose of adding this box is to make the left hand side a perfect square. To do that, we are going to take half of the middle term, half of the coefficient of x, don't worry about the sign yet, which is equal to 4, and then square the answer, which is 16. So we are going to add 16 to both sides of the equation. Now, step 3 is to write this as a perfect square. So it's the x square comes out of x, and 16 came out of 4, but you have minus in between, so it is x minus 4 the whole square. That is one way to look at it. The other way to look at it, you can actually factor x square minus 8x plus 16. It will always result in a perfect square if you had added the correct number on either side. So the left hand side is a perfect square, x minus 4 the whole square, which will be, Hi, in this video, I will be showing you problem number 1 and 2 of the worksheet on chapter 7 for the intermediate algebra class. Solve the quadratic equation by completing the square. X square minus 8x plus 1 equal to 0. First choose the appropriate form and fill in the blanks with the correct numbers. Then solve the equation. If there is more than one solution, separate them with commas. So you are given the form in the first box and we are given a box for the solution. Okay, now we are going to write the equation. Step number 1, we are going to move the constant to the right hand side. Going to move the constant to the right hand side. That is step 1. If the constant was given already on the other side, so you don't have to do this step. So it is x squared minus 8x. Then if you move the constant to the other side, it will become negative 1 on the other side. Step 2, we are going to add a number to the left hand side, and then we are going to add the same number to the right hand side. What is that number? So that number would be half of the middle coefficient. Don't worry about the sign here. We will take care of it when we factor, which is equal to 4. Then square that answer, which is 16. This is the number you want to add on either side. So it is 16 on this side and 16 on this side. Once you add this number, the left hand side would become a perfect square. So write the left hand side as a perfect square. So if you factor this x square minus 8x plus 16, it is x minus 4 times x minus 4, so it will become x minus 4 the whole square. The right hand side is negative 1 plus 16, which is 15. Negative 1 plus 16, that will be a 15. Now you take square root on both sides. So that will be square root of x minus 4 the whole square. That will be on the right hand side, it will be plus or minus square root of 15. So square and square root they cancel out. So it becomes x minus 4 equal to plus or minus square root of 15. Now x would be, one value would be 4 plus or minus square root of 15. The answer to this one. So you can separate them with comma and say it is 4 plus square root of 15, comma 4 minus square root of 15. One for the plus, one for the minus. So you get two solutions to this problem. Now, to answer this part, the form, it says that x plus what number would you add to make it into a perfect square? So you are given this step here. So x minus what square equal to something. So the answer could be either x plus or x minus. In this particular problem, it happens to be x minus 4 the whole square equal to, on the right hand side, it turns out 15. That's what you would fill in. For the other part, you need to write the two answers separated by a comma, which is 4 plus square root of 15, comma 4 minus square root of 15. Problem number 2. Find all complex solutions of 3x square plus 2x plus 5 equal to 0. Here we are going to use the quadratic formula. X equal to negative b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac all over 2a. For the equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. So identifying a, b, c for our problem, a equal to 3, b equal to 2 and c equal to 5. So the solution would be from the quadratic formula x equal to negative b, that's negative 2, plus or minus square root of b square, that will be 2 square, minus 4, a is 3, then c is 5, all divided by 2 times a, so that will be 2 times 3. That is negative 2 plus or minus square root of 4 minus 4 times 3, 12, 12 times 5, 60, divided by 6. So that will be negative 2 plus or minus square root of negative 56 divided by 6. We can reduce this number. So it's negative 2 plus or minus. Inside you have a negative, and then 56. 56 can be factored as 4 times 14. The whole thing divided by 6. So on the numerator you have negative 2 plus or minus. Then square root of 4 can be written as 2 outside times square root of negative 14 divided by 6. Now you can divide the numerator and the denominator by 6, or we can take the common factor out. We can take 2 outside as a common factor on the numerator. That is negative 1 plus or minus 2 is taken out, and then square root of negative 14 can be written as 14 square root of 14i divided by 6 can be written as 2 times 3. So you can cross the common factor, which is 2, on the numerator and the denominator. Now you get two solutions, negative 1 over 3 plus or minus square root of 14i over 3. So if you separate them and write as separated by a comma, then you write the solution as, there are two solutions, which is negative 1 over 3 plus square root of 14i over 3 and negative 1 over 3 minus square root of 14I over 3. Keep in mind this I is not within the radical, only 14 is inside the radical. I should be outside the radical. So there are two solutions. Here we used quadratic formula. Anytime if you cannot factor the given quadratic function, quadratic equation, then you will have to use the quadratic formula to solve it. Hope this video helps.